Baldy Jack here, and today's video review is on the following.
So today, since it's been roughly now 3 weeks since I last did a video, I'm deciding to talk about Friday the 13th and its current state. Instead of doing a figure review, I'm deciding to talk about the film and franchise itself right now and today and what should happen. So, since the news of, the film for 2017 being canceled, and then the script being released on Bloody Disgusting, I will say that the film that we would have gotten, it's kind of fishy in a way, it being an origin story, and it's something I wouldn't want to see. To be honest, it's the whole idea is that, 3 killers are in the movie. It's like, what the fuck is this? 3 killers in the movie, okay, sounds interesting, but, so they introduce Elias, which is in the first part of the movie, and then they have Pamela, and then they have Jason at the end, and Jason's in it for roughly 20-30 minutes. So it's kind of like they're pulling a Jason Goes to Hell on us, where we got different killers compared to Jason possessing people. Not really, but it's an origin story, and this franchise doesn't really need an origin story. Well, it's not like how that is. The whole thing with the characters in the movie is they have a little homage to characters from like part 1, part 2 for names and whatnot. And then they have some idea that Elias in the first part of the movie kills 2 camp counselors. So you see a sackhead in overalls and everything, like Jason from part 2, but you're revealed that it's Elias when it's like, oh, so you're saying Elias did the kills in part 2? It's like, hold on. Clearly in part 2, it's Jason, right? It's clearly, it's been called Jason. If you just compare a side-by-side photo of part 2 and part 3, it's basically just that he's bald and the face is partly different, And then there was a script from roughly a couple years ago that actually sounded somewhat a little bit better, but to be honest, now that Paramount, kind of flew out the window with the whole timing of, since 2013 to next year of September, so, like, pretty much 5 years, they didn't really do anything with it. So, in September of 2018, the character license, I'm not sure about the franchise, but the character license, I believe, goes back to New Line Cinema or Warner Bros. But I say New Line Cinema because that's what you always see when they make movies. It'll go back to them, and we'll hopefully we see them do something. But who knows if it'll be any good? Because what needs to happen with Friday the 13th is that it needs to be reintroduced to audience nowadays. Because one thing that really surprises me is people my age. Okay, so I'm 16, right? People my age do not know who Friday the 13th is or Jason Voorhees. It's like, isn't that a shocker right there? It's kind of interesting. But I notice how a lot of kids, teenagers my age, always talk about horror movies, like supernatural horror movies that come out, Like recently at school they were talking about that movie Get Out, right? So people still see horror movies, but, they're the supernatural ghost movies. That I'm not too big with. It depends how it's done. Like, for instance, The Fog, Beetlejuice, those are the type of things I would like that are supernatural, kind of. House is kind of supernatural, but, anyway, that's the thing. Friday the 13th needs to be reintroduced to audience nowadays. But origin story, not too much. They can kind of add something to that, but also keep it true and original to what Friday the 13th is and was. But the 2009 remake wasn't bad. I kind of just, when I saw that, I was surprised with it. I saw it, when it opened, the day it opened in the afternoon back in February 13th of 2009. The only thing that disappointed me, of course, about the film was kind of the way the ending was. I wasn't too big with the ending, but, the only thing is the whole thing with it being modern type, but, it was a Friday the 13th film that's basically modern with, more drugs and nudity that, the past films never had due to the Motion Pictures of America, toning it down because, they kind of hated, violence in films back in the 80s and whatnot, so they toned it down. It's kind of happened with part 7 and 8, so you don't really get too much. That's like the rating for those films nowadays feels like it's a lot toned down compared to what is rated nowadays, compared to back then. So, hopefully, sometime in 2018, or, whenever 2020, it'd be cool if they did something for 2020 for the 40th anniversary. That'd be kind of cool. So, we really kind of need a new film that also reintroduces it, like I said, to audience nowadays that, don't know. And also keep it true to the fan base of this franchise. And, we still have the Friday the 13th game supposedly coming out this year, probably summer, I don't know, because they're really working on putting things into that game. I've heard, like, they're probably working on other maps and stuff, and, they've also, like, released, like, their Jason Live skin, where you can use the throwing darts to throw at teenagers. They also revealed a concept art for the following, Jason from Takes Manhattan. So they revealed a concept art for this guy to be in the game, and I've also heard something about Jason Goes to Hell also being a thing. But it would be cool that they would do things, do more skins for the game of Jason, and maybe come up with more apps, like maybe have how would I put this, like the graveyard and maybe the camp from part 6, or they could do like the diner from Jason Goes to Hell. There's things like that they could do for these maps to, to keep this game going for when they do DLCs and whatnot. So we have the game to at least look forward to, but it's slowly progressing for release. And also have Part 4 Jason here, NECA. We also are getting the Ultimate Part 4 Jason, this year from NECA. Which, it's cool we're getting Ultimate figures, but I don't feel it's necessarily needed. The only really difference is we're getting this packaging with, minor differences, not really, they're technically really only doing this to make more money off a sculpt that they probably could never use again, but, this is the point why they're doing it. We're getting, like, a Pamela Voorhees Tombstone, kind of a reworked hockey mask, but I like the one this guy has. So, we're kind of getting things like that, for NECA, I would like to see some new stuff from NECA, like, come on, like, could you do at least a retro part 8 or something along the lines that we haven't gotten, or something sort of new? Or like kind of rework their part 7 Jason somehow. There's so many things that are imaginable that probably could happen or never happen. That's the thing here. The whole thing with the film, going back at this again, they had over 5 years to at least make a movie, and they couldn't do diddly squat. They had issues with directors, and they went through many scripts. It's like, how hard is it to make a Friday the 13th film? Even though back in the 80s, they had 8 films within a decade. But, that was back then. Here we are now. It's it's a hard thing to happen with this franchise. At least with the game, hopefully when that comes out, maybe that'll make, I don't know about Paramount, I don't know if they can do anything within 2018 before September. I don't know if that's really possible. At least this could at least somehow stir up the idea to actually making this movie come 100% true. That's the thing. I just decided, I wanted to talk about the franchise. I wasn't too much of, I don't know, for some reason, with my channel, beginning of the years, I'm kind of a little down-toned, slow down, not doing too much. And then as, the year progresses, I end up doing more, and, but, I decided, I wanted to talk about the franchise itself. What should happen, as I entitled this video. So, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think, maybe what they should do. This is what I think. I think they should revision So, you know, they could probably have to do the whole story over. I don't know if they exactly have to, but at least get it some way there, you know. There's so many things they can do. Anyway, yeah, this is what I've been doing here. So, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think of what they should do with the franchise. Or, you know, I know a lot of people are looking forward to the game, but that's the thing. So, let me know. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. I'll make sure to do a figure review sometime soon in the future. So, take it easy, everyone. Thanks for watching.